What's up, viewers, friends, and speedrunners? In this video, we're going to go in depth on how to skip the Shadows cutscene after defeating Ravel. I'm going to introduce the fight itself, the requirements to complete the area, how I discovered this trick, and I'm going to show you the new tech I call Movement Injection. I'll illustrate how it works with Ravel and how it doesn't work with Ravel. Right now, we're watching a standard fight to introduce how things normally play out. We're casting spells, Ravel's casting spells, both of which pause the action. And we're just going to keep punching her and bring her down to 0 health. And here it is, Ravel's unskippable 22-second long Shadows cutscene. It's beautiful, isn't it? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Once it's finished, we can then run our character to the top right corner of the map, and we'll be able to exit the area. But that's kind of slow, right? And we want to speedrun. So let's explore how we can do that faster. Here, if you look at the bottom, we haven't spoken with Ravel. She's still there in her passive state, and we're just going to try to exit. Okay, that doesn't work. There are actually 3 things we need to do before we can exit the area. The first thing we need is information. Information only Ravel will tell us. We must ask, how do I leave this beautiful garden of yours? After a series of single dialogue choices, our journal will be updated and we can leave. So great, we have the information. Let's just skip the fight and head to the exit. Oh, that doesn't work. The second thing we need is for Ravel to be dead. So let's try a shortcut. Let's not talk with Ravel and let's just make her dead.
Die.
Oh, okay. So we do need the info. Got it. So as you can see here from the pile of corpses, Ravel is dead. And we're just going to have Anna go ahead and run to the exit for us. Huh. Okay. It's not working. The third thing we need is for Namless to stand in that area, which is going to trigger the dialogue to exit the area. It's not very fast, is it? So what I'm going to show you here, this is Lava O'Clock's speedrun. This is what led me to discover this trick. What he does is he has Anna run way down here into the corner towards the first portal during his fight with Ravel.
Backstab.
And after Ravel goes down, once the cutscene begins,
Backstab.
we can see Anna right there, right near the portal. So, why is this important? For me, these are clips of my entire run where I'm splitting up the party every opportunity I have, or I'll purposely leave a second party member near an exit so that way we can enter and exit an area quickly. However, I didn't consider doing that during Ravel.
Updated my journal.
I just want to point out, in this scene with Fujil, Anna is up near the top by the exit, and when I click the exit, both characters run towards the exit. She reaches it first, and we get out of there. Namless is up there by the portal. Back to Lava's run. Why this portal? Let me first give you a breakdown of Ravel's maze. There are 3 portals. If you go through one, you'll rotate clockwise to the next. And as we already know, you need Namless to be at this top right portal to trigger the dialogue to exit. Any character can enter a portal or trigger a screen transition. So when Anna steps through the portal here, which allowed Namless to be at the position we need him, trigger the dialogue, and exit the map. So that covers the foundation. The next thing we need to do is grasp Movement injection. Here, you can imagine your control over the game as if you're looking through it through a video editor. The video track at the top is where we can interact with the game. Click on things, attack, and the other track, which is down low, is where our interactions are disabled, and we're forced to watch unskippable cutscenes. This first example is just a simple walking cutscene. This next one is going to be when a spell is cast. Do notice that character portraits disappear when you lose control. So the last one is when you entered the Drowned Nations. So this tech, I call it movement injection. It's because when you issue a command just before you lose control, the game will carry on that last action. You could say your movement was injected into the cutscene, right? So here's that last scene again, and I have a single frame in real time where I can click before the cutscene begins.
I'm gone.
It's a silly movement, but I was able to move. If you look at it frame by frame, you can see I have character portraits, the transition to the interior. I still have character portraits, which means I have control. I click the mouse. You can see the green indicators where our characters are going to move. And that's how it plays out. So this happens throughout the game, whether you mean for it or not. Here's an instance where it happened when Anna starts running during Ravel's Black Sphere spell. It's not the direction I wanted her to go, and I couldn't interrupt her to move in the proper direction until after the spell completed. Here's another one I'm sure everyone has experienced in some form or another. While talking to Ravel, one of these little passing creatures will come by and decide to beat you up or one of your party members. There is absolutely nothing we can do about it.
Don't let it end like this.
But now that we're aware of the trick, we can use it to our own advantage. I use it 3 times during my own run. The first one is right here at the start of the game. Just before I remove Mort from the party, I issue him a command to move. And you can see right there the area where I've commanded him to move, and you can see that he's the highlighted character. And after I remove him from the party, he continues the last action I've given him. That's what movement injection is. It's the same principle for this scene where I walk through a spell animation. Clicking the additional door to the left is another layer of making sure the trick works consistently. And the third time I use it, it's the exact same principle that we use against Ravel's shadow cutscene. Here we're going to be using a pause buffer, just to have the game paused right at the moment after Ravel dies and before the cutscene begins. I'm going to issue the command to move over here and then watch when I unpause. I don't get very far, but I do move. Instead of pause buffering when I play the game, what I do is I come in here into the game options and I enable auto pause. So the game is going to pause when a character dies. I don't set this setting at the beginning of our run because there are too many little guys that can die unpredictably, which can cause the game to pause in a place where we're not prepared for it. I don't turn off the option afterwards because we only fight Trius and Ignis afterwards, and so we can predictably unpause once the auto pause triggers. The portal transition that we're going to see here, we're going to watch Ravel die. It's going to cause the auto pause. I'm going to move, issue the command unpause, and then the movement happens. It's important to note that the movement is not the movement injection, but the portal transition itself. The transition interrupted the cutscene. As you can see here, if I go ahead and close the dialogue, the cutscene continues. So, a good question. Why don't I run Anna to the bottom as Lava O'Clock does? It is the closest portal. I found some issues with that. The first thing I did there to get close to the portal is I clicked out of bounds. If I hover around with the mouse, you can see it's really difficult to find another position to stand that's close to the portal. And after the action ends, the cutscene begins. The movement injection only allows us to make one movement. So after we go through the portal, the cutscene continues, and there's nothing we can do. The other issue is if you're standing too far from the portal, we don't reach it in time. And lastly, if you interrupt the cutscene at just the wrong time, as I'm going to illustrate here, you can see we have no character portraits. We have soft locked. There's nothing we can do other than Alt F4 the game. It is possible to enter the cutscene at just the right time. The cutscene will be playing, and it won't look like it. I don't think there are character portraits, but you can move around. I've done it a few times, but I don't have any of it on video. Due to the risk of things going wrong, I just take the extra time to move Anna to the second portal, just perform the trick there. Let's put it all together. Let's do it fast. We've talked with Ravel, completing the first requirement. I'm going to level up, I'm going to turn on autopause, and then I'm going to move Anna to the second portal while Nameless fights. We're going to wait there, very close to the portal until Ravel is dead, completing the second requirement and triggering our autopause. While it's paused, we're going to command Anna to move into the portal, unpause, which performs the movement injection, relocating Nameless to the third portal, triggering the third requirement, giving us the dialogue to exit the area. And that's it. That's the whole trick, really fast. Now let's ask Ravel to do a little moonwalk for us, because her shadow cutscene is now broken.